Beats, it's EKG. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a poetry haul, just kind of new in update. Not too long ago I completely got rid of like 50% of my poetry collection, and now I've acquired some new poetry collections or some new books on the form of poetry. So I'm going to talk to you about that today. But first off, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are taking care of yourself. You might notice I look a little different. I got some blonde hair and yeah, I feel like a new person. It was kind of what I needed over the past few weeks. I've just been feeling very strange, but I feel much better now. And yeah, let's talk about some poetry today. So I got Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke, and this is just correspondence between Rainier to someone who he's kind of like mentoring, I believe. It's on the form of poetry and writing itself and just how to look at life. So I'm very excited to read this. It's a short little book and that's what I love to see. I like a good quick read, and especially since it's about poetry, I know I'm gonna love it. Up next, I got The Caring by Ada Limôn. Ada Limôn also just recently was like featured on a fantastic article about how poetry is now being centered on a lot of people of color, women, LGBTQ plus communities and marginalized communities, and how that is adding a breath of fresh air to a once male, white male dominated kind of like elitist form. And I'm here for it. I feel like we're in the poetry revolution and let's do it, you know what I'm saying? So I picked up The Caring from Ada Limôn. It says it's instructions on not giving up, which seems very fitting, which is also on my TBR for this year. So we're doing it. We're gonna get into it. That's what I love to see. Not too long ago, I went to a poetry festival that like showcased a lot of local poets and writers and authors from New Jersey, New York City area. There was a press there, Cabin Perry Press. They were having a deal, buy one get one free, and I only spent $10, and then also I was gifted another book from one of my family members. The first one that I got is this poetry collection, Divina is Divina by Wiler. And I know this has a lot to do with exploring the fundamental dilemmas of human experience, how to enjoy life when you are acutely aware the angel of death could come to visit at any moment. We just got a little dark. It's getting a little spooky in here for October. The bookmark falling out. But yeah, so I picked this one up. Thought it was cool. I mean, this cover is a moment. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very much into it. Next, I got my Oceanography poems by Harriet. Levin? These poems expand borders as her language strives toward transcendence. And I want to transcend. I don't know, guys. I like kind of sad, brooding poetry, you know what I'm saying? That's also philosophical, so like we're seeing a theme here. We are seeing a major theme. Another poetry collection that I got, this is Without Wings by Laurie Limon. And these poems reflect the belief that poems use language to point us toward the world that is often overlooked, the world of stillness, the world where points of vital connection tremble and come into being, the world of things as they are without prejudice, rationalization, and verbal clutter. And I need some serious stillness in my life right now, guys. I don't think you know how chaotic the past few weeks have been for me. My car broke down and it's been almost a month, and for some reason the part that I need is stuck on the cargo ships that are in the ocean right now. And I need the stillness, as you can see. It's been pretty chaotic for me. If you know me, or if you are a reader of poetry, you know especially I like owning poetry collections because I feel as though I can really destroy them and tear them apart and write in the books and take vigorous notes, because I think that's just the best way to absorb poetry. These poetry collections up here that I have, if I showed you, a lot of them are dog-eared, a lot of them have underlines, and I just demolished them. So that's what I hope to do with these, you know? And the first one that I want to show you is What Is This Thing Called Love by Kim Addonizio. And it says on the back, this new book is a hot, dark book of the body engrossed in the fusions and fissions of eros. Sounds very passionate. I actually came across this. I follow the Poetry Is Not a Luxury Instagram page, which posts poems daily of amazing poets and writers. And I came across one of Kim's poems being featured on there, and I saw this collection. I was like, I want to read about this. It sounds so good and so enticing. And I don't really read much love poetry. I tend to read poems that are about nature, or like you can see before. I'm drawn to things that are philosophical or like just very deep and heavy. And I'm excited to read some love poetry in whatever form that may be. A little out of my comfort zone, but the poem that I saw was stunning, and I was like, I need to read more of Kim's work. Up next, and let me tell you why I got this one. This poetry collection has been on my list for a hot minute. I've been eyeing it honestly for like a few years now, but once you see what it is, you'll be like, okay, I see where you got this from. And that is Jericho Brown, The Tradition. And yes, I was influenced by Mary Ann in season 3 of You. If you've watched You, let's talk about Mary Ann and let's talk about her taste in poetry, because I'm all for it. Jericho Brown invented a new form or new style of poetry called the duplex, and on the back it says that his invention of the duplex, a combination of the sonnet, the ghazal, and the blues, is an all-out exhibition of formal skill, and his lyrics move through elegy and memory with a breathless cadence. But this just sounds very amazing, and from that definition, it feels as though his work will be very lyrical, very rhythmic, and also kind of memorializing maybe his life experiences. And yeah, it says it's questioning why and how we've become accustomed to terror in the bedroom, the classroom, the workplace, and the movie theater. It deals a lot with remembrance, specifically when it comes to violence against communities, marginalized communities. Jericho Brown is a Black poet. They quoted him in You, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. And plus Marianne, you know, like I want to be her. So yeah. Up next, I have Stag's Leap, and this is by Sharon Olds. I have heard a few people compare Sharon Olds' work to Ocean Vuong. They say if you love Ocean Vuong, you love Sharon Olds. And I'm like, yes, please, and thank you. Inject it in me, you know, like I'm ready for it. And this is a stunning, poignant sequence of poems that tells the story of a divorce, embracing strands of love, sex, sorrow, memory, and new freedom. So I guess it's gonna be like a season thing, just in terms of life and the different changes that we go through in our relationships. Seems to be along kind of like the same vein as what is this thing called love. And yeah, I'm excited to see what this little guy has in store for me. I'm sure it's gonna be beautiful, powerful, and mighty. And lastly, I just want to shout out Dimitri Reyes. He is a fellow booktuber, poet. He creates poetry content as well. And he sent me his poetry collection Every First and 15th. And this is situated in Newark, New Jersey's metropolitan landscape, and each poem is a negotiation between life on the streets and the joyful and sometimes perilous quest for self-discovery. This sounds very good. I am excited to read this, so I'm very grateful for Dimitri Reyes and Digging Press to send me over this book. Yeah, that's crazy. These are all of the poetry collections that I'm gonna be digging into over the next, 2021 and probably a little bit into 2022. I will let you guys know what I think of them, of course, and if you want to see like a poetry centered reading vlog where I read these poetry collections or a few of them that you're interested in, let me know in the comments down below and I will be more than glad to do that for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a good day or night wherever you are. You can check me out on all my social medias. They're linked down below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!
I was like, yo.